Okay, so do we actually need talent to be successful, or can everything be achieved through dedicated hard work? As usual, there are two different opinions on this topic. Some hang inspirational quotes on their walls, saying that everything is possible with hard work and iron discipline. Others believe that true ability is only sparked by innate talent. Both views are valid, and to be honest, I see myself somewhere in between. I believe to maximize your success, you should choose the right environment. Genetics and talent do not determine your destiny, but they do determine your areas of opportunity. Work is much easier if it aligns with our natural talents. Imagine having a rather small, broad physique. This physical trait could make you an excellent swimmer, as a compact body with a strong upper body and short levers is an advantage in this discipline. However, if you wanted to pursue athletics, such as sprinting or hurdling, the strong muscles and broad build might actually hinder you. Does that mean you could never be a successful athlete? Of course not, but it would undoubtedly require more effort and time, as your body is not naturally optimized for the sport. This principle can be applied to many areas of life. When our natural strengths and ability match the demands of a task, challenges often feel easier. The learning curve is steeper, progress is faster, and we are often naturally more motivated. Choose the right discipline and progress is easy. Choose the wrong discipline and life is a struggle. But does that mean we should only stick to our strengths? As usual, when I ask such rhetorical questions, the answer is no. I believe a smart approach is to focus 80 to 90% of the time on proven strategies, methods that have already been tested and offer a high chance of success. I mean, there is no need to make life harder than it is. If you found a way to learn effectively, why should you constantly go through the extra effort of finding new ways? This approach provides stability, reduces unnecessary risks, and ensures continuous progress. However, it would be a mistake to rely solely on the tried and tested. That's why it's worth investing 10 to 20% of the time into exploring new approaches. Innovation rarely comes from stubbornly sticking to familiar paths. You may have already found a good method, but what if there's an even better one? This curiosity and openness to change can ultimately make the decisive difference. Progress is easier when you're playing the right game, one that suits your strengths. But if you can't find a game where the odds are in your favor, create one. A good player works hard to win the game everyone else is playing. A great player creates a game that favors their strengths and avoids their weaknesses. For example, I've often heard about this in the context of YouTube. Small YouTubers who become successful are often those who focus on their unfair advantage. An unfair advantage is a unique advantage that sets you apart from others. Something you have that most people don't. The obvious example is wealth. A child growing up in a wealthy family has access to resources, education, and networks that many others lack. But this concept can also be applied to many more areas than just financial wealth. For instance, do you have a natural interest in productivity books and actually apply what you read? That's an unfair advantage. Do you find it easy to exercise regularly without struggling? That's also an unfair advantage. These advantages may seem insignificant, but therein lies their power. While others are struggling with what comes naturally to you, you already have a head start. The key is to recognize these personal advantages. One simple method for discovering them is to ask yourself two questions. In what areas am I surprised that other people struggle? What comes more naturally to me than most others? By recognizing your own unfair advantages, deliberately using them, and shaping the playing field so these specific advantages come into play, you create a power monopoly in a world often defined by competition. Instead of fighting in the one-to-end struggle with the masses, you stand out and make the decisive leap, from 0 to 1, from player to game maker. Little hints to 0 to 1, by the way. Our genetics and talents do not eliminate the need for hard work. They simply show us where it makes most sense to work on. It's easy to say person X epsilon X Y. I'm sorry, in German it's called Y, so I thought it would be epsilon, but yeah, it's Y. So let's continue the video. Is just successful because they are talented, but that falls way too short. Talent alone is not enough. Without consistent work, even the greatest potential remains untapped. Talents are like fertile soil, but without planting, watering and nurturing, nothing grows. They provide a foundation to build on, but they do not guarantee success. Even the most talented athletics, musicians or entrepreneurs invest countless hours in training, practice and development. Genes may set the framework, but the need for hard work remains. Genes don't make hard work unnecessary, they highlight it. They tell us where to focus our work onto. So let's take Messi and Ronaldo as an example. One is often seen as a symbol of natural talent, the other as the embodiment of hard work. But to say that Messi is only where he is because of talent would be far too simplistic. Of course, he also had to work hard to reach the level he's at. Likewise, claiming that Ronaldo is only where he is because of hard work overlooks the fact that he too possesses a lot of talent. In fact, when asked which is more important, talent or hard work, Ronaldo once said the following:
hard work or talent?
Talent. If you don't have talent, forget it. But of course, if you have talent and if you work hard, dedicate yourself, you will be much better. But of course, the talent is the main word. If you don't have talent, you can work whatever you want. You're never going to be a great player. But I have to mention talent.
Many people tend to think in black and white, talent or discipline, smart or hard work. But in reality, there are always many gray scales in between. Even if a field seems difficult for you and you seem to have less talent, it's not a final judgment. Hard work can close gaps where talent is lacking. But the real breakthrough comes when talent and hard work come together. Talent shows where the focus should go. Work ensures that it turns into actual success. So success is neither the one nor the other, but the interplay of both factors. Talent gives you a head start, but without work it's quickly overtaken. Work alone gets you ahead, but with talent behind you, you get further and faster. If you recognize both and make targeted use of them, you create an almost unbeatable combination. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Bye bye.